Alright, so, I noticed kind of a lack of people really explaining this, so I figured I'd take a little time and explain it myself. So, this video is going to cover modes and basically playing modally, shall I say. So, you may or may not know, but modes, basically, for each scale, you have 7 modes. That's Ionian. Ionian is basically the same as your major scale or your parent scale, however you want to phrase it. You have Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, or Phrygian, however you pronounce that weird thing, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. And basically, you've got a set of basic scales for each parent scale. So, let's take a look at an example. So, everyone likes to do the C major scale, so I think I'll do the C major scale. So, it's relatively straightforward. You have a C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then back to C, C being your root note. Then you have your G Aeolian, which is also known as the relative minor, and that's the same notes. I'm not going to repeat that. But yeah, now this right here is very important. Okay, very important. So we have the same notes. There are different order. Why does this matter? Well, it's really pretty straightforward of an answer, if you ask me, at least. A mode basically is going to sound like, in the example I showed you, if we played a G Aeolian, it's going to sound like a C major if we just played it on its own with no backing track or backing chords or anything like that. But once we add chords into the mix, then we start getting modal flavors of each mode. So, chord progressions. This is something that I kind of, how do you put it? Something I really didn't pay much mind to for the longest time when I was studying modes and stuff like that. So, let's look at something pretty popular. And that is this guy right here. Oops. A 1-4-5 progression. That's probably not proper notation, but I honestly don't care. Anyways, so we have 1-4-5. Now, why does this matter? Why does this order of notes matter when they're just the same notes? Well, it's really simple. When we look at what is the 1 of the C major, the 1 chord, what is the 4 chord of the C major, and what is the 5 chord of the C major, then compare that progression to the G Aeolian, or also known as the relative minor. What is the 1 chord of that, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord of the G relative minor? And you will see in this little example what I'm getting at. You have C major, which is, you have a C major chord, F major chord, and G major chord. That's your 1-4-5 for your C major, or Ionian. Now, you look at your G Aeolian chords. You have G major, C major, and D minor. Same progression, 1-4-5, but you see different chords. Completely different chord set. It's going to be the same chords, basically, but they're just arranged differently. And that's the huge point that I'm getting at here, is that these chords, these modes, dictate which chords go where in any given progression. So, to play modally, let's say you're trying to do the Aeolian example. give you a little reminder here. Sorry about that, I got a little something in my throat right now. But yeah, to play modally, if we want to play G Aeolian, then we play G Aeolian chords in a chord progression. So if we want to play that Aeolian and give off an Aeolian relative minor feel, we can do a 1-4-5 of G major, C major, and D minor. And to really drill the point home when you're playing this, you would emphasize the root note of the Aeolian or relative minor, which would be in this case G. And you would basically kind of have that as your landing zone, or as they call it, the tonal center. And essentially that's really what it boils down to when you get into modes. They're the same notes, they're just arranged differently. And because of this arrangement, you will get different chord progressions. It's really that simple. I do hope this helps. Any questions, comments, feedback, corrections, let me know. And yeah, hope this helped. Take care.